many times have you said to yourself, okay, this is the last straw, this is it, this needs to change in my life? How many times? 1, 2, 3, 4, How was last year for you? How was the last 365 days been in your life? Have you made changes? Have you gone and done all the things that you said you had set out to do in the beginning of the year? If not, do not fret. I'm actually going to show you how to make the next year the best year of your life. Hi there, quick introduction. My name is Chantel and welcome to my Brazen World, where I help women over 40 believe, plan and live the life that they desire. You might actually be watching this the first week of the new year, 3 months into the new year, or 6 months in the half the year's gone and you're thinking, flipping hell, what the hell have I? I'm still stuck in the rut that I entered the year in and I just don't know what to do. Don't despair, this can still be the best year ever. Okay, so I hear you say, what's the plan, Chantel? At the end of the day, every year I make decisions, I make choices. I say, this is the last year I'm going to do X, or this is the last year that I'm not going to do X. But I always fail. I need a plan. I'm not going to wait to the end of the video to tell you what the plan is. I'm actually going to give it to you straight here, straight now. My booklet, which you can find in the description below, free booklet, is how to plan your best year ever. This is my foolproof system, my brazen system that has helped me lose over 30 pounds of weight, stop smoking, get out of debt, change a whole career, be in front of you at the camera, all after I changed my decisions, my beliefs at the age of 41. So, if you are ready to start your best year ever, pause the video, download your workbook, press play, and let's go through it together. What are you waiting for? Pause the video, go and download the workbook. Take action, ladies, take action. Okay, I'm glad to see that you have taken action and done the first step that you need to do towards your own brazen journey. So like I said, the booklet is down below. You've now got it, you've downloaded it, and you've made a commitment that this is the year that you are no longer going to stay in your comfort zone. You are going to do all the things that you need to do in order to push yourself forward and just create the life you truly deserve. That brazen life, igniting your brazen spirit and realizing that all the power that you might be waiting for somebody else to give you is within inside you. In order to transform your life in 365 days, you need a plan. Check. You have downloaded your plan. So, the next steps. All the times that I have tried something and failed is because I didn't really understand A, why I wanted it, B, what I actually needed to actually do to achieve those, and 3, like figure out all the obstacles in the way. In the workbook, I have got a section called Crafting Your Journey. So before you even start to make a solid plan about what it is you want and what you want to do, you kind of got to think about and reflect about where you are right now, because where you are right now is your starting point. Everyone's starting point might be different, okay? My starting point was I was 30 pounds overweight. I had a disempowering mindset. I was swimming in debt, but kept spending money. And I just thought that this was my life. I thought at the age of 40, this was all as good as it got. And I blamed myself for the way I was feeling. I blamed myself for the situation I was in. And I really believed I had no way of changing any of it. I really believed that I had got myself into such a hole that I just had to deal with it, deal with the guilt, deal with the resentment, deal with the shame of where I found myself, and live with that whole kind of emotional turmoil inside of me while still presenting myself as a fully functioning human adult person to the rest of the world. You don't have to do that anymore, okay? So crafting your journey. What you need to do within this bit of the booklet is think about where you are now. So just describe where you are now. So in my actual crafting journey, I've got things for health and well-being, your money and finances, your family and relationships, your career and business, and your personal growth and learning, and your fun and experiences, because we need to actually put in some fun and experiences in our lives. We expect nice things to happen to us, but we actually need to plan it. So in this booklet, it covers the whole plethora of your whole life. It's not just focused on one thing. Now, I know people say when you're setting goals or when you're trying to plan things, do something and figure out one thing and focus on that one thing. I agree. Whole bird's eye view of where everything in your life kind of looks, where everything in your life kind of sits. So let's see and write down where you are now. And then once you write down where you are now, and it could be quite hard to do so because you're kind of admitting to yourself the situation you find yourself in, the next thing is to think about where you want to be. And you know what? Just even thinking about where you want to be just brings up a whole different energy to where I am now. Think about all the dreams and all the goals and all the things that you really want to do. Write that down so then you can see that where the actual distance is between where you are and where you want to be. And you know what? That distance could be huge. For me, it was miles and miles apart. I literally was so far away from where I wanted to be to the actual life I was currently living. However, I needed to actually see it on paper in order to kind of digest what the battle is that I was going through. And it was a really helpful exercise. So make sure in your workbook, you fill out all of those bits in my crafting journey for each area of your life. And then the next stage in your crafting your journey is your how will you get there? Now, you don't have to know the answers. You don't have to actually know exactly what you need to do in order to get to from where you are to where you want to be. But you have got a few ideas. I mean, literally, you've probably been scrolling on social media, looking at people that you might admire, people that you might envy, people that you might think, oh God, I wish my life was like that. You kind of think about, when you're looking through their feeds, you think, okay, they kind of explain maybe how they got there or what they might have done or how to get from A to Z. Kind of write down some of those things that you might have read or might have watched during their videos or books you might have read about how to get there. You have got at least one or two things where you know what you could do in order to get from where you are to where you want to be. So write those down. But I don't really want you to focus about the how. Don't really focus about the how. Let's literally just drop a few ideas down about how, because sometimes when we focus too much on the how of where we actually want to get to, that is what stops us in our tracks. That is what makes us freeze. That overwhelm and thinking, I can't do it. That self-doubt creeps in and you think, this is beyond anything that I can actually achieve. Don't think about the how too intensely. Just write down a few ideas of what you might think might be an easy step or something that you know you could do in order to get from where you are to where you want to be. And just leave it at that. You've got a few hows. You're good. And the last bit that you have to do when you are crafting your journey, when you are building the building blocks for your plan, is to write down why you want it. Why do you want to be where you want to be? Why are you not happy in your life now? What's the real reasons? Whether that be the emotional reasons, the psychological reasons, the health reasons, the benefits, what is it? And why is it that you really need to make these changes in your life? Because without that why, then to be honest, you will spend another year of your life just being in the same situation you are. Your why is your anchor. The why is the reason that when you fall off, because you will fall off. I have fallen off all my kind of original journey so many times because I did not define my why. If you fall off and you come back to that why, then you think, aha, there's another bit of motivation. That is the reason why I want it. So it's really important to, I'd say, of all the bits of crafting your journey, is deciding or really recognizing why you want it. And to be honest, you could be really racking your head about why you want it and think, actually, I don't even want that. I haven't got a big enough why to make those changes. And that's okay. Because we're not only thinking about one area of your life, we're thinking about all areas of your life. So craft your journey, define your why, and then you have got kind of the foundations of building the best life in the next year. So after you go through the crafting your journey in the workbook, the next thing is to get to the page where it's my 12-month goals. Now, this is exciting because obviously this is where the motivation and momentum comes, and you feel like, yeah, okay, kind of know where I want to be. I kind of know where I am. Well, I definitely know where I am because I'm living this shit for the last however many years. But now I can look forward and think, what do I want to achieve in the next 12 months? So before all the doubts of like, oh, this will never happen, or I've tried this before, it didn't work this time, before those doubts, which they will come into your mind, I want you to quickly scan through all the areas of your life, the section in Crafting My Journey about where you want to be. And I want you to then put 10, yes, I said 10 of those things in your 12 months goal. I said 10. It doesn't matter what kind of order they are. It's not about order of importance. It's about having a list of 10 goals that you think you want to accomplish in the next 12 months. So it's just 10 12 month goals. Okay, so it doesn't matter what order you put them in. It doesn't matter whether they're small goals or really big goals. Just put them down. Be excited about what you can accomplish in the next 12 months. Know that actually with the right plan and right conviction and some discipline, okay, you can accomplish this. Just write down your 12 months goals and then take a breather and think, okay, now I have something to aim for. Well, I've got 10 things to aim for. And then just take a breath, okay? Take a breath. Now, when was the last time you made a promise to yourself? A promise that you would do something and it was very important that you did it and you actually didn't manage to do that. Obviously, there's going to be times. So we're starting off making a plan to change your whole life in 365 days. You have to make a promise to yourself. You have to speak to that inner child that knows that there are going to be times where you're going to be struggling. That inner child that knows there are going to be times when you're not going to feel motivated. But if you make a promise to yourself, a promise that can't be broken, a pinky swear to yourself that nobody else has to know, but the fact is you know you've made that promise to yourself, this is the time to do it. And in the booklet, it's got a page that's called your statement of intent. So within this, because things get hard, it's important to complete a kind of contract promise to yourself where you can cement your commitment to all the things that you are planning to do over the next 12 months. And this is a statement that you keep coming back to. This is a statement where things are getting hard, things are getting overwhelming, but you come back to your statement of content. It's part of that why, that anchor that brings you back to actually, okay, today or this week or even this month didn't go really well. Let me read my statement of intent of what I promise myself. And actually, let me actually keep the promises to myself, because that will then help with the values and the confidence I feel of the power within me to do the things that I can say I can do, even if nobody knows, you know. So take your time and write your statement of intent and start making that promise to your heart that this year will be so much different to any previous year you've had before. The new year doesn't actually have to start on the 1st of January. My new year, for me, because I'm born in July, my new year actually starts on the day of my birthday. So wherever or whatever time scale or wherever time you're actually watching this video right now, this today can be the beginning of your new year. Okay, so now you have got a journey that you've crafted, a list of 10 thick goals you want to achieve over the next 365 days. Again, like I said, it doesn't have to be the beginning of the year. Your new year starts whenever you decide this year is a new year. And now you've got your statement of intent, which is the promise that you've made to yourself. Okay, can you take a rest now? No. It's now to put the plan into action. But obviously things can be overwhelming. So in the planner that you have downloaded, you've already downloaded your planner, haven't you? Give me a hashtag yes in the comments, please. So you now have your monthly action plan. This month, what you would do is think of, okay, these are the goals that I'm focusing on this month. And you'll write 1 to 3 goals. Now it could be just one goal, because it could be one of your, out of your 10 goals, it could be the biggest goal that you've got there. So you could just start with that one goal for this month. And that will be your focus for the whole month. No matter what else is on your list of 10, that is your goal. Or if you've got 3 goals, those are your 3 goals. And then I want you to think about what macro actions you can do towards those goals. So let me give you an example. If my goal was to lose weight, okay, so my biggest goal this month is focus on losing weight. What macro actions can I take towards those goals? One of them could be to, okay, I actually need to move my body more. I'm not saying I need to work out. I'm not saying I need to exercise. I'm not saying I need to kill myself at the gym. I just got to move. That is my macro actions. I need to move my body. Let's say, give myself an easy start 3 times a week, okay? Another macro action. Okay, I love food. I can't resist food, so I'm not taking anything away from my diet. But one macro action is I am going to add more fruits and vegetables to my diet this month. I'm not taking away anything else. I'm just adding more fruits and vegetables to my diet. Cool. Another macro action for losing weight. I am not going to worry about the scales. I'm not going to weigh myself this month. I am going to take all that anxiety of stepping on them scales, knowing exactly what I've put down my gob or my mouth, to those that are not English, knowing that those scales are going to make me feel so much worse than I already feel about the guilt I had after eating all those Pringles or that cheesecake or drinking all that wine. I'm not weighing myself this month. That is my goal. That can be a macro goal, especially if you're used to weighing yourself and just consuming all that guilt and then just creating a cycle of all of that kind of behavior towards going back on the scale the next week knowing that you fucked up again. Excuse my French. It could be a macro goal, add more protein. So again, I'm not taking away nothing from my diet, I'm adding things in. Those are the macro actions you can take towards one of the goals. So you're focusing on 1 to 3 goals. You've got at least 5 macro actions you can take towards those goals. Now, getting real, there are going to be obstacles that will stop you in your tracks while pursuing those actions. And a lot of those times, those actions or those obstacles are not in our control. To be honest, I think 80% are in our control because we procrastinate, we avoid things, we just don't want to face things. And, other times it's people's demands on us or just how we're thinking, feeling or living. What you need to do for the month, when you're looking at planning your month and what you're focusing on the month, think about the obstacles that might come. Say, for example, you've got an event that you need to go to, or you've got an event you need to plan, or you're going on holiday, or I don't know, you've got big meetings coming up at work, or that certain things in terms of financials is coming up that might stress you out. Write down those obstacles and think of ways that you could actually not avoid them. Maybe if you can avoid them, that'd be brilliant, but kind of manage your emotions while going through them. Because that's the main thing we need to do, is manage our emotions. We can't stop all the things that are gonna come in our way while we're working to be the best we can be. But we can try and learn to manage those emotions that keep us stuck in a, flight, fright, or freeze mode. Okay, because I think the freeze mode is the kind of one that kind of keeps us where we are. So think about what might be coming up in your calendar, what might be coming up in interactions with people can sometimes bring you down, and write that down and write what you could do when you're faced with those circumstances in order to help regulate your emotions, push through, and even if you can, avoid those emotions. Okay, so now you've got an actual action plan for the month, for just 1 to 3 goals from your goals out of your whole 365-year transformation. So you've crafted your journey, you've made an intent, you've made a promise to yourself, you've got 10, 12 months goals, you've actually got an action plan for this upcoming month. Now it's actually time to work the plan. We're not done, ladies. We're not done. We are not done. This is going to be your best year ever. So you have to actually do all the steps in the plan to make sure you take the actions to make the progress. There's no point in having the booklet if you're going to write it down and then you've got your plans and everything, but you're not actually plotting when and where and how you're taking the action. So the next bit of your planner, and did I mention it's a free planner, free download. If you haven't downloaded it yet, pause the video, go down to the description and download your best year ever for free. Okay, so the next thing you have is your monthly planner, and you'll see that the actual month is bare. So you're gonna have to fill in wherever you are in the calendar month of the year that you're completing this. And now we're gonna look at those macro actions that we done when we was plotting what we're going to focus on for the month, and we're actually going to plot in the tiny micro actions we're going to do over that month to get things done. Yes, we're actually going to put them in our diary. I always say if it's not written down, it's not happening. So you can, a lot of people use paper, some people use their Google Calendar, some people use whatever you use as your prompt or reminder or notifications to actually remind you that you've got things to do. Use that, but use the booklet for your basis of how you're going to plot that in. So look at your month ahead, look at what your macro goals are, and then start plotting in the actions in the days where you think you'll be able to get those done. Don't try and say you are gonna go and, I don't know, move your body. Maybe you want to go for an hour's walk, a 30-minute walk or whatever on the day where you know that you have got an event happening and people are going to need you and you're going to be driving people here and there. Use your common sense, which I know you ladies have because you're watching my video. Plot down all the things that you can do as micro actions for your macro actions for the month. Okay, and then you have an actual plan for the whole month already there, so you know every morning that there's something that you need to do to make progress. And little by little, you'll see after that month, you'll be like, wow, how did I get from A to Z quite effortlessly, not as easy as me saying the actual word. So on here, I also want you to put in a little mantra, a little thing to just help you along the day, help you along the week, help you along the month, just for you to remind yourself of why you're doing it and actually how you'll feel at the end of the month once you create and do the actions that you've plotted out for you. Once you've done the overall plan, again, you can put this plan on your fridge or on somewhere prominent where you know you're going to be checking, or put the details into your electrical notification device that you use, and you're ready to go. But how do you know if you're actually making progress? Obviously, I've got you. In the booklet down below, there is a milestone tracker for every area of your life. Okay, so it's got health and well-being, money and finances, family and relationships, career and business, personal growth, fun and experience, and there's also got extra ones that you can add on to as well. So every time that you take an action or something happens because of that action, you just fill in a little square. That shows you that you are taking action, and you can look over the month and think, wow, I've actually done something over the last month that has made me and pushed me forward to where I want to be, and highlight all the things that have kind of come up as a result of you taking that action. You'll be so surprised about how easily momentum and energy and just motivation starts to flow once you start to see that all the little things that you are doing on a consistent basis towards who you want to become actually start to pull in all these other opportunities and engagements that you didn't even maybe realize was available to you. So keep, every time something happens or you take action, you write it in your milestone tracker, you tick it off in your milestone tracker, and then I've also got a page in the thing where you have a at the end of your month, a reflections and milestone record. So once something happens in your milestone, if you've done something, you write it down, you give yourself a little check box, and then you just start to kind of at the end of the month reflect on how the month was. From this reflection is when you kind of start the whole process again. So you get your month, you put down look at your 10 goals, you put down what goals you're focusing on that month, and you follow the process again. If you saw where I was at the age of 41 to where I am now, you wouldn't even recognize it. Literally, sometimes I'm scrolling at pictures and I'm thinking, who's that? It's flipping me. Who was that person? Who was that person that had such little disregard for her own self-worth and feelings and confidence? And I don't even know who that was. And I can't believe I stayed in that place for so long. You don't have to. Download your planner today. It's free. What are you waiting for? Don't go and look at another video. Do it now. Have the dedication and the discipline to get your life together, ladies. It's time. We're not getting any younger. Even though we want to, we're not getting any younger. Make the decision today. And I hope you have a brazen day. No matter where you are on your journey, check the description box below and grab one of the free workbooks that will help you ignite your brazen spirit. And also, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos.